You're my brain, and you're talking? How are you talking? I thought you were gonna show messages. How are you talking to me?
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
And why is my brain a dick?
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, a, quote, dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on.
Hello guys, and well...
Connected to the proton.
Okay, welcome back to some more Fallout New Vegas. Oh, okay, I have to talk to it, I can't just take it. If that is the case, then I'm gonna have to... I have to convince it to join me, right? How are they gonna portray me talking to my brain? Oh, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna have to get super high. Then I better hope that everything works out as I want. Mentats. Do I need Psycho? No. Anything that could boost my stats? Nope, not there. Nope. This one can boost my stats. Alright, brain, I boosted myself up.
Look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been, Crawling through pits of radioactive muck again?
You're my brain, and you're talking? How are you talking? I thought you were gonna show messages. How are you talking to me?
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
And why is my brain a dick?
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, a, quote, dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? Do you think I enjoyed that little moment?
Listen here, you're my brain. Of course you're responsible.
I most certainly am not. I'm the seat of all reason and logic in our little partnership. All those feelings that motivate you, that sense of righteousness and that rush you get when you help someone, do you know where those come from? Glands. They come from glands. Free of the tyranny of your ape-like and primitive endocrine system, I can see how foolish your motives are.
But you're the source of most of those glands, unless you're arguing that my thyroid is to blame.
Well, look, it's all a very complex system of biofeedback and other things I wouldn't expect you to understand.
Admit it, you're just as granular as I am.
Oh, all
We're the
right.
same, you and I.
Perhaps I am,
Literally.
but at least I'm logical about it.
Don't you want to be reunited? I thought you'd be happy to get back into my head.
I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing.
Are you kidding
Look
me?
at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you.
Well, but what about the good things? What about cool breeze on your cheek, the smell of food, and love?
Overrated biological feedback. Believe me,
What?
You only feel that way because you've got all that meat. Oozing hormones.
Dude, we're the same. You can't stop. Why? I didn't know I was so snarky. Am I that? No, because I'm pretty sure it's just because it doesn't have my other bodily functions to hold it back. This is what I would be if it stopped holding if my other body suddenly stopped working from everything from my head down. Isn't it just it's true that you feel this way because you're lacking those hormones?
I suppose you're right.
Yeah, exactly.
That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it?
So we are at an impasse. You can't feel what I feel, and I can't think the way you think. I wonder why. It's not like I have a brain or anything that doesn't want to get into my head.
Indeed. Quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it?
I think we have to trust each other and acknowledge that we aren't complete if we're separated. yeah, that's the best way to do it. Even you as a brain would see that, right?
I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes.
Exactly, yeah.
There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us.
I have not been unfair. He's my brain. It's my that's my brain. So what do you say, brain? Join me in some more wild adventures. Come on.
Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin your body if that's your final decision. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem.
Oh, what
Even
problem?
if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share.
What? Why? They promised to put us back together once they did what they wanted.
And you believe them?
Yes.
Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but... Really? Once I deliver it into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead.
You're part of me. I know you don't want to let that happen any more than I do.
Well, I suppose I do miss those endorphin rushes when we save the day. All right, what's the plan?
Okay, if the think tank won't hold up their bargain, we'll make them. I'll handle the brains. You stay here. You'll be more useful outside my head. No. If the think tank won't hold up their bargain, we'll just make them. We're stronger than they are.
Right. Look out, think tank. This brain is coming out of its jar.
That's more like
I
it.
suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem.
No, I agree.
Right then, off we go. Klein will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
I optionally use this Sync autodock to retrieve your original heart. I don't need my heart. I'm fine without my heart and stuff.
Oh, I see you and your brain reached a compromise. How pleasant. I hypothesize after the indignant frequencies my receptors had recepted, such a partnership-based conclusion would be low on the likely scale.
My brain told me the think tank needs to be stopped. Can you help?
If I recall, I had a plan that was working, whatever it was. I don't think it reached fruition. I would recall fruit if it had happened. I wasn't trying to kill them, just keep them out of trouble. What was that plan? Blast. I probably wrote it down on the floor somewhere.
You wanted to scare them. What was the plan you had? Well, I don't want to keep them out of trouble. I want to kill them. Well, any tactics I could use to attack the think tank?
That will be difficult. It would be like fighting 5 scaled-down versions of me that have better depth perception. And they have an arsenal of vivisectors,
That's true.
beams, and a rather nasty ray that can make your atoms do a happy dance.
So they're too dangerous.
If you can survive those highly improbable odds and ends, then deceasing them is definitely an option. Although I doubt killing them would do anything except make you feel better. Or let you brag to other humans about your primal violentness.
Don't worry, what was the plan you had then?
Something ingenious and needlessly complicated, I expect. I may have already told you and forgotten
You have, yeah.
it.
And I remember it,
forgot
so I don't know why I'm
had
asking.
forgotten pencils until one day I found one. Spent days studying its purpose before my memory circuit kicked in. Felt quite silly.
Anything I could do that's to stop them that doesn't require violence?
Well, you could try and appeal to their humanity.
Humanity.
That's a tired cliche. And really, when they were humans, they weren't very good humans.
Yeah, I gathered that much. I like to make it the effort anyway.
Well, there's many things they have forgotten, sitting in their bowls. Friendship, the thrill of discovery. love, masturbation, the usual.
Okay.
Much like
All right.
your brain, I am certain there is something you can spark within each of them. Memories, hormones. A wise man once said, "The eyes do more than see. Make them see, if you can. Or,
I get it, I
if
get it.
not, you can always make them succumb to fear." It certainly worked for me, for a time. Then you came along, and bravery and/or desperation trumped that little idea. Back to the drawing board, I suppose. Or is this the end? Hard to tell.
Okay, so I'd really like to kill them. No. I just want to scare them, I suppose, if that doesn't work the nice way.
Oh, tell them I'm still alive. We had a nice chat, and we agree on a few things. That's true, isn't it? Or you could kill me and lie about it. Either way, it would be interesting. And if you are partial to lying and deception, well, you could tell them a ludicrous lie. The more over the top, the better. That's my experience. They're more than a little gullible. Better make it convincing, though, or it'll be the dissection table and vivisectors for you.
Okay, I got it.
Speak of me, please try and make me look good. I am Dr. Mobius, after all, not some lab assistant teacher's aide.
Is that what you were before? Can I have a mentat?
Why, of course you can.
Oh, thank you.
I am well versed in the science of sharing. Well, when not chemmed out of my sphere.
Ah, that's such a great joke, Mobius. Alright, goodbye.
Indeed. The goodbye part of our little chat, then. Goodbye. Please mind the equations on the floor.
I don't see any equations on the floor, but I appreciate the niceness of asking. Okay, so I picked up a weapon. I checked it out off screen just to see what it was, and it's actually kind of cool. So it is a machine gun that uses small E-cells, but it reloads with this cool animation, and it looks kind of cool. I think I'll keep it. Oh, well, in any case, we gotta get out of here. The threats in the wasteland aren't really threats anymore. They're just kinda things, I guess, right now. Oh well, I guess we might as well get over to them and tell them, "Hey, you guys, you listen to me and do exactly what I want." I mean, I have also yet to discover the whole outfit. I guess I don't get what that is all about. So Dr. Mobius is not such a bad guy now, is he? All people of this place. So rude. You've been so rude to him this whole time. Does this lead anywhere? Am I gonna gain anything from exploring this? Or is it just emptiness?
Uh-oh.
Okay, you should see my gun. Oh, wait, never mind. You guys don't have brains if it's a lobotomized. Yeah. But the accuracy, though, is horrible on this thing.
Do you like me?
It must do so much damage. Do I like you?
Fighting over.
That depends on what you mean by like. Do I think you're a great tool? Do you think you're a great outfit? I mean, you don't look great, but you know, it's not always the looks that matters. It's the heart, you know, for the most part. And I would say you have a nice heart. If you mean a romantic way, heck no. Not interested, lady. Don't really want anything to do with you and
This one looks
your
pretty tough.
craziness. Oh, hello. Do you think that you guys would learn at some point? Okay, we have a couple more people to kill here. Alright, gotta get over it. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Oh, you think you can kill me? Well. And you know that this is my strongest weapon I have, I think. How does that hurt me too? I think that might hurt me too, and if it does, that is a bit dangerous. Oh, like I said, we'll see how long I can deal with
This
it
will stop
until
the
I
pain.
decide to kind of leave it. Did you just waste one of my... You know what,
Ready,
forget about it.
steady, fighting.
There aren't any more enemies that I know of. But
Fighting
who's...
over.
Wait, who made this? Kilroy was here. Okay, Kilroy. Hey, was that some kind of thing that was weird? I kinda like it. Look at that. Kilroy was here. Are there any areas I have not visited, by the way? Yes, there are some. Elijah's Watch. I think that's the one I kind of want to check out. Well, before I do anything, I need to see if I can talk to these guys and convince them that, oh, I am working for Mobius, so I can talk to them normally, you know? Be nice to them.
You require some addition.
I don't need to swap body parts. What about implants? I still don't have enough for that one. It's 20,000. I still can't do that. Basic physical exam. Calling it basic is a bit of an understatement. No, completely healthy. Okay, think tank. Let's do it. Dr. Klein awaits. Make sure you're prepared to finish this once and for all. In a bad way? Are you guys upset? Before I go with you guys, I'm gonna get high again. it's just the normal way to do things. Don't blame me too much, you know? Some more buff out too. I think I become addicted, but I can get rid of that with the machine if it lets me. Hello.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped?
I found my brain, and now you and I are going to settle things.
I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll extract it again.
I'm not handing my brain over. There's some things we should discuss.
And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this place gets, chopping up the landscape and everything in it. And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. About this Mojave place. A fertile testing ground for our experiments.
Wait, Mobius and I talked it over, reaching an understanding. Maybe you should confer with your colleagues first. Yeah, maybe you should confer with the colleagues first.
Nonsense. Confer, colleagues. Those are two words I do not recognize.
Dr. Klein, I must intercept. Please, do not harm the lobotomite.
I'm not going to harm it. I'm going to dissect it until it's dead. Why the sudden intersection, Dalla?
I cannot stand a sweet breathing organism breathing in and out to suddenly not breathe. We must keep it alive. For study. Slow study.
Gala, these vocalized pauses are unlike you. What do you care?
Klein, this lobotomite, it's a great sounding board. You respect ideology, right? This one's, well, it's got good ideas.
Silence, Dr. O. This is a think tank decision. Save your objections until after I have decided our course of action.
You know what, Klein? Stick a straw in your tank and suck yourself. Long and deep.
Whoa,
And
whoa,
my
whoa.
name is Zero. Yeah, a big, fat zero with a slash through it.
The slash as a designator of... Why, that is brilliant. But how did you...
The lobotomite taught me that. Taught me a name is more than, that I should take pride in things like names. And you know what? Forget it, Klein. I hate you. And your theory of brain-gill beam oscillation? The Chinese had it first, you
Oh no,
copycat.
he pulled the Chinese headed card.
Dare you? Brainial beam oscillation was solely my discovery. I expressly told you that and deleted all evidence to the contrary. It's 2-8. Why are you acting like this? You've never refused to commit necessary surgery before. And this lobotomite needs its surgery.
Says who? I like to imagine that he's talking nicely about me.
Noble speech, but there is no room in my vocabulators for friend and lobotomite in the same sentence. The very concept, revolting. Perhaps you are irradiated with camaraderie radiation. We have chems for that. We can save you from your emotional addiction.
I, for one, cannot bear to let this continue. I don't see what is to be gained by throwing another body into our labs, especially one that has done us a service, gone where we feared to go. This lobotomite doesn't deserve our knives. It deserves our respect. We should care for it, feed it, nurture it, give it the life Gabe never had.
Why am I even listening to you fools? Enough of this mutinous chorus. If there's a word I hate, it's mutiny. And the word jism, which never made any sense to me. It's ridiculous putting j and zm together like that. Nonsense! I count as 5. Like the mighty human hand I once had, with its 5 penises clenched in a fist.
That's those are called fingers, dude. Sounds to me like your math is wrong and the odds aren't good. You may have noticed the pacification field is down. No. I don't need this. I don't need to do the speech thing. I like to do this the right way. I don't want to just make them think the Mobius is in this. Okay, sounds to me like your math is wrong and the odds aren't good.
Nonsense! The mathematics of this situation are on our side, lobotomite. I believe... No, wait. Carry the 2, then...
Yeah, come on. Come
If this were a democracy, I would be concerned. We are too scientific for that. So just surrender.
It's not a democracy, it's a research facility, and over half your colleagues dispute your findings.
You dare use logic against me?
Yes, I do. Yeah, you betcha. I do. Here's the deal. I'm not going to surrender. You are.
That's no deal at all. There's a whole world beyond the crater, filled with ideas and possibilities. We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves, tested it, prodded at it, made it squirm.
I can bring the Mojave, this world, to you. You'll be safe and you'll still be able to experiment. I think you're past to your blood, but you can still do that here, quietly, for me.
For you? And for science? I have a strange sensation that I would like that. How odd. Very well, partner. The think tank is at your service as long as you do not destroy us.
Okay, good. I can leave. Thank you. You know, you guys, I appreciate it.
So is Mobius as twisted as he looked in person? Can't believe you entered the Forbidden Zone and lived. None of us can.
I need more of those wordless caps to test the CIU barter functions upstairs.
This debugging obsession of yours really has you hooked. Either that or this is one weird hobby. Yeah, there were a few under the monitors here. Here you go. Keeps the place tidy.
Thank you, thank you. All right, I think I'll have spoken long enough.
Scheduled audio transmission and reception then.
All right, you know, I will do something for you.
Breathe.
That's good. You know, I will be nice to you, and I will let you hear me make noises.
The teddy bear
How
of the
about that?
Bottomite returns. My teddy bear. How can I assist in relieving your curiosity?
You know, I'm actually here for a breather. You know, I'll do that for you.
If you're ready, let me radar scan you. Slowly. Woo.
There you go.
Woo. Purple, purple, woo. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Purple. Ba, ba, bloop. Ba, ba, bloop. Ba, ba, bloop. Whew. Last little bit there. Thank you, the Bottomite. Please, you must come back for further study when I've had a rest. I'm a little sensitive right now.
Nope, that was all you're gonna get for a long time. Forever, actually. I'm not interested in anything right now. I'm actually kind of good, you see. It was a goodbye breathing. Still feels weird, even though nothing weird is going on. Still feels very weird. Good to see you too, Wade. Any new discoveries? You're welcome. It was my pleasure. All right. I wanted to ask you some questions. I got the emitter fully upgraded. I'm happy to can't let this thing gather dust, you know. Yeah. Are you okay? You look really happy. You should be proud. It's a nice device. It's very good. Yeah, it's a great device. You did great. Oh hey, thanks. Don't want it to run out. You're right. Yeah. Well, I'll be going then. Okay. Thank you for supporting me about Gabe stuff too.
The lobotomite who saved us. Hello.
Oh, okay. Nothing else, I guess. So can you guys make something for me, or what is the deal here?
Thank you for what you have done. The helping, that is. We like that. I feel an odd emotion. Platitude? Attitude? No, wait.
Certainly have an
Gratitude.
attitude.
That's it.
That's great. That's lovely. Goodbye.
Yes, a most goodbye.
Okay, that is lovely. Do I have my brain again? Oh, what is the whole thing I'm doing here? Elevator to the sink?
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The courier had scoured much of the Big Empty, although secrets still remained in the crater's depths. Perhaps that was for the best, however. Curiosity, while sometimes rewarded for its efforts, often proves to be equally dangerous.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The sink atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The Biological Research Station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magnetohydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean. Once it learned of the innovative toxins plant, however, it gained new purpose. It sought to develop antitoxins to flush into its drains and counteract the poisons bleeding into the soil.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other Sync personalities decided enough was enough and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind old Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in 2910. If you didn't hear about it, good. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names once too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre were bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier ran through the X-8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after, the stealth suit had left it, without so much as a note on the nightstand. So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ, and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
Oh, it's Roxy. Hello, Roxy. Until I'm in heat programming, stay routine, and she loped into the Mojave. Oh, did her and Rex actually get puppies? She ran into across Rex, who had been following the courier, just as she had. They barked for a while. The two of them constructed a litter of cyber pups, a small both terrified. Oh, that's great.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be.
When you have one in the right place.
After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
Dr. Klein and the think tank remained alive, unaware of the world outside. They looped through their daily routine, none the wiser about the world beyond, although perhaps wiser was the wrong word. The world outside belonged to the courier, and if anyone would shape it, well, the courier had already called dibs.
You
There
betcha.
is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues. It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, old world blues took
That hasn't
on a
happened
new
yet.
meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was old world blues, and new world hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty.
Oh, okay, I
one
can.
by
Okay,
one.
great.
The sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
One road remained? You've lost the brainless perk. You've gained the big brain perk. Big brain. Your brain is back in your body, but some of the advanced technologies remain. Your head is still cannot be crippled, but you are only 10% more resistant. Surprising, your damage threshold is improved by 10%, minimum +1. You required the Big Mountain Transportal Ponder. It's capable of transporting you between the Mojave Wasteland and Big Mountain. To return to the Mojave or go back to Big Mountain from the Mojave, simply equip the transportal ponder or whatever it's called as you would any weapon, pull the trigger and away you go. Note that it won't work in interiors or in combat situations and is totally incapable of harming your enemies. That makes sense, I suppose. Party! Woo! Okay, let's see. No melee weapons. I did no melee. I did a lot of science. A lot of science. I completed this one. That's a lot of science. I did a lot of sneaking because it's stealth suit still, so I still didn't think I had that one. I did some exploding in this DLC, so I'll put that up there. I didn't do a lot of bartering, so I'm not gonna upgrade that one. Shiny armor. Beams reflect off the mirror-like finish of your gleaming armor. You gain an additional +5 damage threshold against energy weapons while wearing any metal armor, while wearing reflective eyewear. Do you have any more like science-related things here? Certified tech. Your knowledge of robotic components allows you to break them more easily. Salvage them mechanical corpses. You have 25% chance to score critical hits against robots, and you'll find more useful components. You gain a sneak bonus of it delights. Oh, okay, you're so sneaky that you can sneak even with your Pip-Boy light on. With this perk, you'll be able to change your name, your appearance, rise and shine, and smell the ash. When sneaking, you can resurrect dead... What? Humans and non-feral ghouls as powerful glowing ones. To perform the resurrection, you need a doctor's bag and a vial of centaur's blood. I can become a necromancer? Wow, I have to try that at some point. Burden to bear. With the most gear, you can now carry an additional 50 pounds of gear, stacks with a strong bag perk. Ooh, what about this? That you're like a cyborg from the capital, but somehow even more powerful. While you're below 50 health, you deal more damage and energy and gain 50... I guess that makes sense, because I have metal parts in me. I'm not full-on cyborg, like, but I have metal parts in me.
Please, please, please tell me you stomped Dr. O's brain into a fine paste. Did he squeal? Did he beg? God, I hope he begged.
No.
Who's the flatware bitch now? Oh!
Okay, goodbye. Actually, never mind. I won't use a companion, little friend. Goodbye, my organs. They can't talk, right? Why are you laughing so much? What's going on? Like, what? Hello, Zinc.
You're back, and the brains didn't lobotomize you. Well, not any worse, at least. Hooray!
Hooray! All right, goodbye.
Could you? Yeah, I knew you'd be back.
I'm actually good. I'm just gonna go ahead and prepare my stuff for leaving and exploring the rest of this place. See, I want to keep this one. Oh, it weighs 20. Oh my goodness, that is some heavy stuff. I don't need this one anymore. Yeah, it does a lot of damage, but its charge up is very annoying. Like, I'm gonna be honest about that. It's super annoying. Don't like that one. Don't like this one. Don't need this one either. And this shovel. I mean, I have a shovel in the Mojave. There's a chance I'm gonna need it though if I'm gonna wait to get rid of it. I'm just gonna drop it when I can then. Dr. Mobius' scrubs, character, charisma, intelligence +2, but overall it's kinda not it's a bit meh. If I were to wear it, by the way.
Don't you like me anymore?
Don't you like... I never liked you. Excuse me? I have my other armor here I would like to use. I'm sorry, but I was already taken. Yeah, and also the thing on my head, I want to get rid of that one too. There we go. Alright. Well, that was certainly an experience. Now I'm gonna have to take everything back as well. That is 760. Oh boy, okay. So... a lot of the stuff though, I don't know. I don't really know. Maybe I should have put it somewhere else in all honesty, because there's a chance it is something I'm gonna forget about. Sonic emitter, static bomb pistol, prototype. I'm gonna have to keep you here, my friend. I'm sorry, but everything else is just better than you. This does 101 damage now. How much does the other one here do? Above 101. Okay. All right, fine. I'll keep it here for now. Or just you wait. I'll figure out what I can do.
Don't even talk to me. I've seen you with her.
I don't care. Anyway, that is also going to be it for this video. We'll continue to clean up in the next one, to clean up the areas we haven't explored yet and see what else lies around, because we were told that there is more lying around we haven't discovered, like that outfit I've seen. But I guess we'll see what happens with that in the next one. So hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, consider liking, subscribing and sharing, and as always, stay awesome.